Hey cool kids, welcome back. In this video, we're looking at how to solve for the rate of change in a linear equation using 2 points. Now before we get into it, there is a first video on solving for the rate of change using a point and the initial value, as well as an intro to linear relations video, and both those links are in the description. When you're given 2 points and neither one of them is the initial value, we'll need a new formula to find the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now quick note, master this equation because it'll be used throughout your entire time in math. To use this equation, you need to be given 2 points, or x and y coordinates, from the relation. Now essentially what you're doing by using this equation is finding out how much your y value has changed over a certain amount of time. For example, in Overwatch, I'm getting absolutely wrecked, which, let's be real, is nothing new. Luckily, I've got a Lucio healing me. After 4 seconds, my health is at 94. After 9 seconds, I'm at 174 health. First thing we need to do is define our 2 variables. In this example, x is the amount of time in seconds, and y is the total health. So looking at what was given to us, we have 2 coordinates, 4, 94, and 9, 174. In a coordinate, the first number is x and the second number is y. Now let's plug these into the formula. 174 minus 94 over 9 minus 4. Now how do we know which one is x2 and which one's x1? Long story short, it doesn't really matter. You'll get the same answer. But what does matter is that you keep the coordinate together, one on top of each other. So whatever y you chose to be your first, the matching x needs to be directly under it. Now subtract the top, subtract the bottom, giving us 80 over 5. Divide these, and there is your rate of change. I am being healed 16 health per second. Let's use this within a larger linear relations question. In World of Warcraft, I'm currently 800 yards from my goal. As I start walking, I notice that I'm 773 yards after 3 seconds, and 746 yards after 6 seconds. How long until I arrive halfway to my goal? Let's define the variables. X equals time in seconds, and y equals total distance. So far, we know our initial value, b, is 800. Let's solve for a. Our coordinates in this case are 3, 773, and 6, 746. Let's plug them into the equation and subtract them, giving us negative 27 over 3. Divide those and we find our m value is negative 9, which means we are closing the gap at 9 yards a second. Let's plug that in. Now the question was how long until we're halfway to our goal? Well, at that point, our total distance would be half of our starting distance, which would be 400. Plug that into y and solve. Isolate the x, and that gives us 44.4. I'd arrive at the halfway point in 44.4 seconds. Now in this example, we took it a step further than just the slope, introducing using linear equations to solve word problems. And there will be plenty of videos on that and other linear relations topics in the playlist. Because linear equations are so common throughout functions and geometry, you're going to be using this formula throughout all of math. But until next time, keep studying, keep gaming, keep learning.